Hi, I'm Maxime Durand. I'm the historian in Assassin's Creed Unity.
So Max, what was it like working with Ubisoft, bringing this game to life?
So for the last 4 years and a half, my goal was basically to make a team understand what's at stake with every time period we're working with. So it's really funny because I have this tremendous power of trying to make sure the team hits it right. So we have a fun game, but it's also very historically accurate. So it's very cool.
So how does it work with the boundaries? How much do you allow the team to stretch the history as far as like design of weapons go?
Well, it's not that it matters as much as like me allowing them to do that, but obviously we try to understand very well how history behaves, how it's meant, what are the bounds of history, and obviously we take some liberties in making sure the game is fun. So we always aim for gameplay first, but obviously we'll try to stay true to facts. We just take some liberties, I'd say, more graphically. So we're just for instance, you have the steeple of Notre Dame in the game. We know it was built in the 1850s. It's a bit after the game, but there was no steeple during the French Revolution over Notre Dame. So I mean, it was a loss because it's the highest point in Paris. So that's the kind of small liberties we take. But obviously, characters, events that you'll see in the game, I mean, they're more relevant for history.
What do you think it is that makes the French Revolution so perfect for this type of game?
I think everything's interesting in history, obviously, for me as a historian. But this time around, what's cool is the meaningfulness of this setting. I mean, it's the creation of the modern era. I mean, there's this old regime that was 1,000 years old, 1,500 years old of the feudal regime, and the French Revolution is that start where everything swaps, everything changes. And I mean, it goes from a class system to a meritocracy system. So I mean, it's the basis of our Western history, our Western actual rights of men, and I mean, all of these in the span of a couple of years that changed very quickly. It's just relevant with this beautiful city of Paris. It's super dense, it's crowded, it's also very filthy. I mean, there's this rich ambience that you get to feel in the game also.
So what is it like knowing that they can insert fiction into the story arc that make it work? For example, in like Assassin's Creed 2, they mentioned that Apple, I don't know if you played any of the games, they mentioned the Apple, and that at one point Hitler had it, and that's why he came to power. Like similar situations in this game, I'm sure, as well.
Well, you mentioned it right. Actually, in AC2 there was also Napoleon who had an apple, and we have Napoleon in game. So obviously, I'll let you figure out for the rest. But I think that's a cool thing with history. Our work is to actually understand what's known and where are the gray zones, and that's where we have space to work with. So trying to make sure that we stay true with the facts, and then whenever there's a small place for us to interact with, that's where we can add content.
So how hard was it for you to work with the developers in designing the Assassin's costumes to be period appropriate?
Actually, it's very fun. It's very fun to do that. It's very visual. Getting to have all of these outfits are known now that we can customize. So all of these elements from the medieval era, as musketeers, Napoleonic era. So there's a very wide variety. So for me, it's a fun challenge that, like, if the art team doesn't find all this stuff, like I can dig into archives and bring them more of the visual evidence from the time era. So again, there's this huge crowd life. Every out of the 7 districts we have in the game have different visuals. Characters also have different animations because every district has a different set of social classes, of jobs that people are doing in the street, like broom sellers or shoe shiners, for instance, artists. All of this is like a lot of the small details that we have from the French Revolution that are brought into visuals, into what you see, what you experience in the city.